Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I'm not a scheduled speaker, but listening to all the other speakers that have gone before, I think it's only fair to point out that we have an industry in this country that's at the cusp of being something quite extraordinary. There's 21,000 farmers in this country with forestry. That's a huge number. The industry is worth about $3 billion a year, and we're in crisis right now. About a similar number of people attended a meeting 3 weeks ago in Thurles, and the silence from the department, Minister McConaughey and Hackett, was deafening. They didn't appear, they made no response. There was human outpouring of emotions in relation to people that planted ash up on 25 years ago that are looking at their crop rotting in the ground. You take the forest industry at the minute. We had a programme that was going to Europe and should have gone to Europe 6 months ago. The department still hasn't sent that new programme to Brussels. So right now we have a hiatus in the organisation where there is no planting going on and will not go on probably most of this year. When on the other hand everybody is shouting about climate and climate crisis. The department took on 36 ecologists last year in the department to deal with the paperwork and the bureaucracy about NHAs and SPCs and you name it. What are they doing today? They're getting paid massive salaries to sit on you know what, while this programme still hasn't gone to Brussels for approval. Not to talk about all the inspectors that are sitting idly. And again, we're in a climate crisis. If you look at simple stuff, the carbon sequestration issue, right now the mandarins in the Department of Agriculture are musing around how they will take the carbon that we sequester in our woodlands and how they will monetize them and make everybody benefit from them except the farmer. It's incredible that if I put solar panels on my farm in the morning and the carbon benefits from those solar panels, I cannot use them within my own farm or within the industry. They're thrown open to the polluters of this country to use. There's something fundamentally wrong with that. Going back to that number of farmers that are in this country that are foresters, 21,000. I represent the North East Forestry Growers. I'm chairman of that organisation. I'm chairman designate of the IFO, which is the Irish Forestry Owners. And we're a voluntary group working on behalf of the ordinary forest farmers that find themselves with this myriad of regulations that have been basically bestowed upon us. I planted my first tree 25 years ago. I done it with very little ease, planted, walked away, there was no issue. I now need 8 permissions or equivalent licenses now from the day I plant until the day I harvest. I don't know. I have had land that was designated an SAC without any consultation with me. I don't know when I get to harvest those trees that I'll be allowed to even do it. I went in with the intention of having an honest income, a pension, when I'm at that age, and no burden to the state. But I do believe I will not be allowed to cut those. My first encounter was back in 2013 with the regulations that were being piled upon us. Not alone was that land designated, but my bogland was designated. Again with no permission and with no consultation. Michael Fitzmaurice sat in my sitting room back in that time and started that fight around the bogland. I took my own battle and I fought as well, and I fought hard, but they grind you down and they grind you down and they put appeals process in place and still they grind you down and they throw pittance at you. It would have been respectful if they had come along and say, this was freehold land by the way, come along and at least CPO it and buy it off you and do it. I'm now left with a bog that I can only look at. I'm responsible for it and I can do nothing with it. So from the perspective, just don't forget that forestry sector that's out there, because I think we all depend on it. And in a very simple way, all of us that are farmers, if we want to sequester we want to offset our own carbon offsets, we can plant and we can do it within our own farm gate. And there's a model of carbon sequestration and carbon offsets that we get done on every farm, in every townland, in every parish, in every county. We can build it and distribute those carbon offsets among ourselves, not for it to go to airlines and the polluters of this world.